Morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, very nice. How are you?
Good, thank you, sir. This is my first week.
Oh, okay. So you enrolled late?
Yeah, I enrolled late, sir. That's why.
Okay, no problem. So just remind me when I'm taking the attendance. I'll mark you for the first week as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Actually, since I have some time, I can. So let us start with. So today we are continuing our journey on data analytics. So is this the? Have you taken any? How many semesters have you taken here? Have you taken with the KOI? Like not? Oh, I thought. Okay, fine, no worries. Okay, so let's just wait for a couple of minutes before everybody comes and joins. So let's just wait 5 minutes. I just want to see how many students are there enrolled in the class. Okay, so there are quite a lot actually. Oh, 67 students.
Sir Muhammad. Number 7, sir.
Hey, no. I will take attendance once everybody comes. I'm not taking any attendance now. Yeah, otherwise, I have to keep taking attendance like 10 or 15 times. So
Yes, sir.
I'll take at almost like at 2 o'clock. I'll take. By the time everybody who wants to come should have already come. Anyway, so today we will learn a little bit about R programming. Have you heard of R before? Have you ever used R programming for data analytics?
No, sir.
So we will learn. We'll learn a little bit about R today. We'll start learning about R today.
So this subject is mostly about programming, sir.
No. This is about data analytics, but not about programming.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, how is everything?
Yes, sir. Everything is nice, sir.
So you guys.
Sir, why Python, sir?
No. I am just. This is a.
Yes, sir.
This is one of the other courses that I am teaching. I am trying to share the links with my students.
Okay, sir.
So usually what I do is I not only teach, I also record the videos and I also provide the links for them if they want to go back and look for the code and for example, if they want to look at the code, they can use the code to.
So I just want to learn Python, sir.
You also want to learn Python? So yeah, join
Yes,
my
sir.
other class then.
Which class, sir?
I'll be taking a class on 724. This is for a master students though.
So I'm interested on Python programming.
Okay, I do teach Python programming. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you are interested, definitely. Like this is one of the good websites where you can do a practice book. So there's like a free code camp where you will get like a lot of Python starting interpreter, working with data generators. All this is available, right? So list conditional expressions. This is a good
Yes.
practice book that you can look for.
Yeah, I used to practice from W3 skills, sir.
Yeah, so that's good.
It's Python.
So this is what I do. I usually share the bookmarks. So once I save the bookmark, I
Shape in
I share that link with my students. So if you are interested, this is something. If you are interested, since you said you are interested,
Yes, sir.
so I'm gonna share the link here in the chat window.
Okay, sir.
So you can. So what is your name?
Lake, sir.
Leknath. Okay, so Leknath, I have shared you privately. I
Okay,
don't
thank
want
you,
to
sir.
share it to everybody. So
Thank you, sir.
yeah, if anybody is interested, they can also take a look. That's
Sir, can I
definitely.
get this?
It is nothing. It's he is talking about he wants to learn Python. So so this is Python. But anyway, yeah, I'm sharing it to everybody. Anyone interested in learning Python? Learning Python can start from the above link. Right. In this course, we will
Yes.
focus only on R though. Okay.
Last week I was trying to install RStudio, but actually I couldn't. So is there any other thing we can write on that R program?
Which program?
Last week I couldn't install RStudio. It doesn't happen.
It didn't happen. So no, you have to install R Studio and R, otherwise it doesn't work.
I think you have to install again.
So let us see. We will try and do it today. I'll help you. I'll guide you today. It is not very hard. Like just install R3 R latest version of R Studio and R. So basically R is like, so you can see here. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
see R Studio you need to have, and R also you need to have. R is primarily R Studio is primarily an interface, like an interpreter. R is primarily the program. So you need R program to run, and R Studio is like an interface. For example, this is where we will write our code, and we'll tell R to execute certain commands. So definitely it is very important for you to install R and R Studio both. Okay, please try and do that.
Sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know, I mean, just pay attention to the class. The class is going to begin. Okay, so only 11 students came. Why is this happening? So anyway, if you guys are having trouble, like let me before people come, I can guide you install R, how to install R.
Sir,
Okay,
I have a problem, sir, in Kali Linux.
okay, so you are doing in Linux using R.
No, sir. Kali Linux. I try to run Kali Linux in USB, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. That's good. So let us start with hello. Who said that they have some trouble install? Who didn't come to the last class and install R and
I came
Tanya,
to
sir.
last class, and also
Tanya?
I was sharing screen, but every time whenever I try to open it, it just asks me to install. I install it 50 times, but still it's asked me to install.
Okay, so that means you are making one mistake somewhere, like something. So okay, let's start with install R. Like install R. Try and go with install R 4.02
Yeah,
for
I have
Windows.
this one as well.
So you have, yeah. So this is already installed.
Yeah.
So then try and install R Studio. So R Studio is like, it's a standard one. It doesn't like, yeah, it's not very, in any version will do. It doesn't matter, like you need to have this version only. Yeah. So but it is, go to the R Studio desktop, which is a free version. You can download this. Okay. So download R Studio for Windows. Do you want me to share this link?
I got this.
Yeah. So yeah, use this link and then download. So this we need, see, it says like to install R, first, before you install R Studio for the desktop, you need to do install R though. First thing that you need to do is install R. And
Yeah,
then,
I did 4.2 point something.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, R4.2 is perfect. No problem.
The
Now,
latest one.
yeah, so as long as you have the latest version of anything that is above 3.0.1 is okay. So you got R4 point something, that's perfect. Now go to go to this website and click on this one, RStudio for Windows. If you are using Windows, are you using Windows or Mac?
Yeah, I'm using Windows.
Windows. Okay, just go to RStudio for Windows, click on it and install it. It will take like at least a minute and a half to download.
Sir, one question.
Yeah.
So we have to install both RStudio and R.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
R is like the program. It's a machine. It's a machine that does the work.
Okay, sir.
RStudio is where you tell, or is the interface, how you communicate and how you look, and that's yeah. You are not working in a machine language, right? So
Okay, sir.
Sir, I have one question.
yeah.
So is programming and data analytics related?
No, they are programming. We are using data programming. We use R. R is a statistical data analytics tool. So
No,
we
no,
use,
sir. I'm talking about the career. So if somebody is choosing the data analytics and somebody is choosing the programming, so they are interrelated or they are the different ones, sir? I just want.
no, they are related, but see, programming involves a lot of other things as well: designing databases, designing web, and designing HTML. So all this comes under programming, but a part of that coding, right,
Yes,
using
sir.
R and Python also includes data analysis. So
Okay, sir.
programming is a vast field, and there is an overlap with programming and data analytics. And in this intersection, you have you have this. Let me illustrate that with let me show
Example.
you. Yeah, no. I just want to show using a whiteboard. Okay. No. What can I'm just trying to get a whiteboard. Do you know how to get a whiteboard? There is no option here.
Whiteboard. View options.
Why is a whiteboard not enabled? Annotate.
Not.
Oh, new share. I think new share. Okay, I think if I share a whiteboard, yeah, I think yeah. So okay, so let me tell you this. Like you see, this is the. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah,
programming is a huge field, right? Programming is using JavaScript, right? And then we
yes,
have
sir.
C, C++,
Python,
HTML, HTML, and then we have Python, right? Python and R as well, right? And then we have data analytics here.
Oh,
So in the data analytics, we have SQL,
Excel.
SQL, yeah, Excel, and all these. And here, a part of this programs from Python is also there here. A part R is completely is here. R is here. R is here in the overlap between Python and Excel. So usually, yeah. So this is, I think this is a program. Programming is a huge field, and there is an intersection. So if you are using Python, you use interfaces like Seaborn, Pandas to use data analytics. But if you are using R, you write code using R that can come under programming, but that is essentially using doing data analytics. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir. So yes, yeah.
Yeah. So you are learning R. That means you are learning a little bit of coding and a little bit of data.
I'm data analytics. Yeah. So if somebody so if somebody is going for the interview job, or somebody, some
Yeah.
company want to recruit the data analytics, but he don't know the JavaScript and then C++ and then other Java, but he does know the Python, R, SQL, Excel portion of the data analytics. Should the company hire him or not?
Yeah, they will hire him because you see, when you are doing Python, so
Yes.
basically what we are looking for is mostly the most important programming skill that companies are currently looking for is Python, and they also look for R, right? If the company is basically doing data analytics, they use only two tools, Python and R. And there are other tools such as visualization tools called Tableau and Power BI. They are primarily visualization tools, presentation tools, kind of stuff. And SQL and Excel. I mean, Excel is most widely used in financial situations,
Yes.
in banks and all these things.
Yeah.
And also in companies such as like small business enterprises. They don't have huge amount of databases or data volume. So basically, an Excel sheet will suffice for that. And if you are working with a large databases,
Yes.
then SQL is the one, right?
The data
SQL.
administrator.
Yeah, you can access from large. You can query. You can say, give me all the values from this table where the values are between 30,000 and 14,000 respectively, and then like that will give you, that is like a query. So that will give you that language. So basically, what SQL can do, we can also do using R. So SQL was old invention of how to write a query language. But nowadays, SQL, nobody will say, oh, you need to know a lot of SQL, because SQL is pretty basic.
Yes.
So, but R has more functionalities compared to SQL, and R can structure the data, format the data, clean the data, and you can manipulate the strings, you can explore, you can visualize, you can do visualizations also using R. And now the new courses, they use integration of R and Tableau. So the good thing with R is that it is very user friendly. I mean, I wouldn't say too user friendly. Like, okay, it's okay. I mean, it's not great. It's not extremely user friendly. You still need to know the code. So R interfaces very well with Tableau. And so you can use a combination of R and Tableau to generate data analysis. Like, for example, you can change some code in R and then you can visualize in Tableau. So Tableau is a visualization tool, R is a programming tool. So you can use a combination of these as well. But we won't go into that deep. We won't go that deep into in this course. In this course, we are just going to learn the basics. And the other, if you are interested in data analytics, the other thing that I want you to look at is Python.
Python, sir. Okay, sir.
Python, there are a few libraries called Pandas.
Yeah,
Pandas library. Okay, Python Pandas. So you can use data analysis.
Django, sir.
Yeah, Pandas is a good library. And Seaborn. Seaborn is used for like graphs and all. And NumPy is using for statistical and numerical calculations. So there are a few libraries.
Jupyter also, sir. Jupyter.
Jupyter is not
Library.
It's not Python. Jupyter is an interpreter. Jupyter is an interpreter. Jupyter is an interface, just like R has RStudio. RStudio is used for interface. Jupyter is also like that. I'll show you what a Jupyter would look like. So let us say if I go to my command prompt and type in Jupyter, because I already have it installed. So Jupyter, if I install Jupyter, if I want to access Jupyter Notebook, what it will do, it will this is the command window, and now it is actually connecting me to a
screen.
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Okay, so what I'm doing here, okay, so let me do it again. Like, I just go here and then I'm typing in Jupyter, right? Now if you see, if you see R here, my R is also there.
Yes.
64 bit 4.0.2. That is R, and that is totally different from this. The one that you see on this screen is our studio. Don't confuse those two. R is a programming, is a machine level like thing, and our studio is an interface. So anyway, this is Jupyter. So what this is doing is whenever I'm typing in, clicking in, so this Jupyter notebook is opening all my files. Right, this is where I'm running my files. I can look at, I can show you, these are my files that I have done like using Python. So I can open a file and I can do some Python some analysis using that Python. So this is a Jupyter notebook. Jupyter notebook is for interface. You can use R with Jupyter also. You can use R with Jupyter, but Jupyter is primarily very well used with Python. Okay, so you can see this is a machine learning language. This is a code that I have written myself, and
machine language also, artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence and machine learning, that is my specialty. So this is for this I have developed a code. So that, like, I've taken a data, reading the data from I mean, I don't have the data on the desktop right now, but usually whenever I want to do a data analysis, I bring the data file into the desktop and do the data analysis. So basically,
what is this program is based on?
This is Python. This is Python.
So what does it execute, sir? What does it execute, sir?
It executes the code that I have written here. I have written this code. This code is executed. This is the code that it is executing. So what if you can write a code here and you can save it, like you can change the code here and then you can file and then save as something, and it will store it on the cloud. Do you know what cloud is? Do you know what cloud is? So if someone says I'm sharing it on the cloud, saving it on the cloud, what does it mean? That means they are saving it on the website, on the internet somewhere. So that means it is a server, it is a cloud server where I can access anytime. I don't need to have my computer with me. I can go to another location and access it. So that is called cloud. So the advantage of me not downloading a Jupyter notebook into my own computer is this. So if all this will take space. See, look at the file spaces. I mean, these are very small programs, by the way. It's only kilobytes of spaces. But I would prefer all these files to be sitting on the cloud, where even if I lose my computer,
yes, sir,
I know I don't have a problem. All my data is sitting on the cloud. All my programs are sitting on the cloud, and I can go and look it up. So that is the advantage of using cloud. And the cloud also provides a lot of functionalities where you can share with other people that you want, and they can also modify that code. Like, for example, I can share that code with somebody and they can modify that code and share it back with me. So that is the advantage.
Great, sir.
Okay, so don't confuse Jupyter is not a programming. Jupyter doesn't do any programming. Jupyter is an interface, right? Jupyter is a notebook. It is like a notepad, right? You can write your code anywhere. You can write your code in a text pad. You can write your code in a text editor. You know what a text editor is? Do you know how to use a notepad?
No, sir.
Notepad. Notepad is where, like, you can write any code. So I get so these are the basics that you are required to know anyway. This is like a notepad. I can write my code here. I can write my R code here.
Yes, sir.
And then I can go to R and paste it there.
Yeah.
So that is essentially what R is doing also. It is allowing me to put the it is interfacing the notepad, right? It is taking in the code and putting it some location. Okay, so we will talk about R Studio interface. R Studio is extremely user friendly. Now you can, as you are making changes to the code, you can see, oh, this is what's happening. Yeah, so you can understand in real time what's going on. So that's the advantage with R Studio. It can give you graphs, it can give you feedback. All these things are good with R Studio. You can put it on your desktop as well, like that. R Studio desktop, or you can store R Studio on server also. So, but I mean, with the cloud computing today, Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure, you can actually use these. You can run these entire data analytics on the cloud. You, in fact, don't even need a personal computer to do data analytics. You can go to a public computer, right? And that doesn't have a lot of memory embedded in it. As long as the processor is strong enough, like, you know, like if it has the latest processing speed, if it like as long as the RAM is like at least 16 or 32 gigabytes of RAM. So now you don't need to worry about your data at all. Let Amazon Web Services, you put it on Amazon Web Services server, or you can work remotely. That is the advantage of cloud. And today, no, you cannot say, oh, I did not back up my drive, I lost my computer. No, that means you are not aware of any of the technologies today that are available. You are always supposed to automatically, some things automatically back it up into cloud. So it's very important that like you understand what are your options in saving your files, saving your data, and working remotely. Yeah, these are all fundamental to, you know, for growth of you as a data analyst. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So yeah, any other questions? These are all important. Like, I know this is not exactly the course, but yeah. So any other
Sorry, it
questions,
is.
guys? Any other questions regarding R, Python, career with data analytics? Why you need to know R? Because you really need to know why you need to know. Otherwise, you will not pay attention. I want you to all understand this is very important. What we are learning in this class is going to be useful for your career. Don't waste, don't think like, okay, I want to pass and get a grade. That is not the purpose why you are taking this course. Okay, if you are coming to the class just for attendance and like passing, no, then you are an idiot. Come to the class because you want to learn something, be better at R, apply for jobs using R, and that's why this class is important. Please understand this. Okay, so let us start with data analytics. Today we'll learn a little bit about building the business and technical cases. Okay, justifying business intelligence. So now let's look at what we are going to cover. We are going to distinguish between how to build a business case and a technical case. Then we look at how we can assess whether our systems are ready, and then we will build a roadmap, Power BI roadmap, high level business intelligence roadmap. And then we will talk about developing scope and preparing a preliminary plan and budgeting plans. Then we will talk about obtaining a program and project approval. So, and finally, we'll look at what are the pitfalls in justifications. So now let's look at the expectations, right? So in any Power BI, in any BI project, business intelligence product, right, there are some established business needs, right? And that means these business needs can be like, you want to satisfy your customer, you want to grow at a certain rate, you want to serve different people in different countries and so on. So, and you also need to create a budget and timeline. right? How much money do you have? What are your investing options? What are your financing options? So can you pull in enough money if you want to expand your business? So all this will be like budgeting and timeline. It will come under budgeting and line. So then you need to make sure that the management is the business tools that we are using, whether it is Tableau, Power BI, or any other programming tools or visualization tools, or are they impressed with the business tools that you're using? And then you just set and manage the right expectations of what is required. Okay, so that is basically setting up what we can deliver. We just set up the expectations of what is needed. Then we look at the team's responsibilities. So what would be the responsibility of a BI team? What do you think? What do you think would be the responsibility of a BI team? So let us say you are working for a big business, and you are working as a business intelligence specialist or a data analyst. Okay, so basically what is your goal?
Goal is to increase the productivity, sir.
Increase the productivity. It's not about productivity. You cannot increase the productivity. You can help the business make good decisions, right? So what you are going to do is build a case, right? Why you need to do something, right? Why you say, hey, let us do this project, let us do that project. So that is what a business BI team will do, right? They will look at whether my company is fully prepared, right? They will look for risk and readiness identification, and they create a roadmap, and they develop the scope, and do some basic calculations on, okay, so these are the projects that we are going to take. So these are the goals, right? Once we need to do these goals, we can build a business case and a technical case. A business case understands what is the requirement of the business, right? The business needs the customers to be developed in different sectors of the community. They want to address this. These are all business needs, right? Then the technical case is about looking deeply into what kind of tools do I want, what kind of infrastructure is required for me, right? What kind of programming experts do I need for this, right? All this is all the responsibilities of BI team. Okay, now let's look at the business case. Okay, so we are differentiating the business case with technical case. Business case, what the business case entails and what the technical case entails are totally different. Now let's look at the business case. If you are working in a business BI team, and the business case would look for the reasons for the investment, right? So sometimes people think that, well, if you invest in business investment, it will always pay off, but that's not true, right? You can invest in any business and you can lose, right? And there is always peer pressure, and media talking about something. So all these things, these are the reasons why people say, let's invest in this venture. And but are these the correct reasons, right? Do you want to invest in a business because the media is talking about it? Do you want to jump into, like let us say somebody is saying the housing sector is improving? Do you want to jump into saying that, oh, okay, let us do investment in housing, right? So basically what we are looking for is the right reason to invest in a business. So the common pitfalls while answering the questions is like, what business problems or opportunities are being addressed, right? Who will use it? Who is the end user? And what are the anticipated business benefits? What benefit is going to be received for the stakeholders? And what kind of value is being added to the customers? Were there any prior BIs initiatives that actually failed? If so, can we learn from it? So if we can learn from it, then we can avoid those pitfalls. So basically, a business case is about understanding what the issues are, what learn from the experiences, and who is going to be benefited, and be realistic about our expectations when we are setting up it. So for this, as a BI team, you need to do the following things. You need to look at the initiatives. What are the business initiatives for the organization? So then you can enlist the sponsors. So who are sponsoring this initiative? So who is putting money in, right? Is it the CEO, or is it a new stakeholder, or are you selling new stock? Saying that, like, let us say, for example, a company like Walmart, right? If Walmart wants to raise capital, what does Walmart do? So they will say they can go to the open market, like initial public offering, IPO. Have you heard of IPO? Do you know what an IPO is?
What IPO is stand for, sir?
Yeah, IPO, initial public offering. Have you heard of that? Do you know that term?
No, sir.
Okay, so basically it is like selling stock in an open market. So let us say you want to expand your company, right? There are two options. You can go to the bank and take a loan, or you can ask people to invest in your business so that you can provide like a dividend for them. So that is how most multinational companies raise their capital. Okay, so you need to know who is your sponsor, who is sponsoring it, and you need to connect with the stakeholders, right? You need to say, is he really interested in the return? How much risk is that stakeholder willing to take? All these things are need to be identified. So business processes need to be identified, and you need to list out the benefits. If you take this venture, right, you are going to get a huge market share. In India, for example, Amazon Prime, right? Do you guys know Amazon Prime? Do you
Yes,
know
yes.
Amazon Prime? Okay,
Yes,
so Amazon Prime is a venture, right? It's a venture. It was all over the world. It was in Germany,
yes, sir. All over the
Pakistan,
world.
Afghanistan, some United States, but nowhere is it as popular as it was in India,
Yeah.
because you need to understand the business benefits. So when you are studying the market, you need to understand what kind of things is going to succeed and what are the tangible benefits of the business. So Amazon, for example, they do this kind of business analysis every single day. So what are the new businesses? Now, if you see Amazon started with books. They sell only books in 1995, and then they opened like open retail. Now they are into Amazon Web Services. Now they have Amazon Prime, right? Amazon Audio. So Amazon is like everywhere, right? So basically, uh, you need to understand how you can add value to the end customer. That's what a business should do. And you need to understand what kind of tangible benefits am I getting, right? Am I going to dominate the market share? Am I going to get like clients being, more shareholders being interested in my company to invest? Am I going to reduce the cost of my capital? So all these things are business cases, right? So now let's look at the tangible benefits, right? If you take up a project, if you invest in a business initiative, right? Business initiative. So what are the categories? What are the examples? Let's look at revenue optimization. This is the primary benefit that that usually look for. So basically, you want to increase the sales. Let us say you want to run an ad campaign, right? So what would you consider when you're running an ad campaign? What would you do? Okay, so okay, let us say you are running an ad campaign. Okay, so now on this, the amount of advertisement, right? Advertisement dollars. So you spend advertisement dollars and you'll get revenue here, right? So you spend like $100,000, your revenue is this, right? Let us say revenue is on this scale and advertising dollars is on this scale. Okay, so now as you spend the first one, like if you spend $10,000, you'll get $100,000 in revenue. If you spend $20,000, you may not get as much. If you spend $30,000, you may get a little bit less. If you spend $50,000, right? So now, so as you can see, this curve is going like that. Now, as a business intelligence expert, you need to know, hey, the margin, like if I spend more money advertisement, obviously there will be increase in revenue, right? But beyond a certain point, the increase is very small, right? This is $30,000. $30,000 you want to spend on advertising, and this is $40,000, right? How many of you would be interested in spending $40,000? How many of you would be interested only in spending $20,000? I'm asking you guys. So given this graph, given the analysis that I showed you, so what is your business decision? Would you spend $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, or $40,000?
So more spend, more revenue, right, sir?
Yeah.
So it will be 40,000.
Yeah. So, but revenue doesn't mean it is always converting into sales. Revenue doesn't mean it is always converting into profits.
Okay.
Right. So basically, what you can do is, you can do, like, let us say you want to advertise. Okay. You can do advertisement on TV. You can do advertisement in pamphlets, newspapers. So you can. So what big companies do is, like, they do what we call marginal rate of return. So that means if hey, let me spend $20,000, I'm getting this much because of this revenue. Now, if I spend this additional $10,000, I'm not getting that much of improvement. So that's not a good investment for me. So let me put the $10,000 into other form of advertisement. Right? Now that $10,000 could be used in newspapers. That $10,000 could be used in online marketing. So you can buy an advertising space on Facebook or on Google, right? Whenever somebody searches, your ad will come on the top. So that means you are paying for Google to get that advantage, right? Nowadays, if anybody wants to look for a restaurant, what would you do? Would you go to the classified or would you go to Google?
Search in Google.
You search in the Google, and whatever comes on top, they are actually paying for it. I mean, mostly Google claims that they are not. They are putting it in order of significance, but you know that that's not true. Like they say, but okay. So basically, that's what. Okay, no, hold on. Let me share my screen again. So hopefully that is what you need to increase the sales revenue based on the sales campaign. Okay, let me mute everybody. So I think a lot of people are speaking. So I'm muting everybody. So if you want to speak, you can unmute and speak. Okay. And I'm going to take attendance very soon. A lot of people have already joined. So then we can also reduce costs, right? So cost reduction is a huge thing. Now, if you see in Walmart, like you go to a mall, right? Malls, they have open seating areas in front of their businesses. Now you can see there are few spaces in the middle of the mall where anybody can come and sit. That means 2 or 3 businesses can actually pay for that shared space. So that is a cost reduction. Right now, if I don't know if anyone observes anything in the mall other than like what you want, but if you see there are shared spaces. These shared spaces are usually paid not only by one, like sometimes the shared space, sometimes the spaces are owned only by one business, right? But sometimes if 4 or 5 businesses can sit outside, like like you see a large a big street, like a high street, there are small businesses. So what they do is like instead of dividing the space every time, they share the space. That way it becomes cheaper for each person. So that's called cost reduction. So you got to reduce the inventory costs, and you, like how many of you know about resource planning or ERP, enterprise resource planning? Have you heard of it? So we can use like how much of stock you want to keep in your store. Let us say you are selling, you are managing coals, right? You are a manager of coals. How much stock do you want in coals? How many water bottles you want to keep? How many chips packets you want to keep? How many ice cream bowls you want to keep? So this is all like when to order this. This is all done using predictive analytics, right? That is to reduce the cost of storing. Like if Coles cannot store infinite amount of pizzas, infinite amount of stuff, right? There is only limited shelf space. So that is all. That's why predictive analytics is very critical in that domain. Then we look at the risk reduction. So when we are doing predictive analytics, you need to know that what is the chance that a particular investment may be successful or not, right? If you want to invest in if you want to loan your money to somebody, or like you always say, oh, okay, is he going to pay me back? Is it a good idea? Like, but if you keep money in the bank, probably it's safe. I can say, like, unless the bank goes bankrupt, you can always go to the bank and demand your money back. So you need to understand the loan default risk, right? Reduce loan defaults using customer analytics. You can reduce the risks. So by the way, banks does this all the time. Banks, they see, if you go for if you go to a bank and ask for a loan, they will see what kind of person you are you likely to pay them back, are you an honest person, are you investing in a risky businesses? So so basically they will try to mitigate their risks, manage their risks. So and then we need to look at like a regulatory compliance. So determine the contractual agreements that are like, and complying with governmental jurisdiction. Like you, let us say, are you paying your taxes? Is your business properly managed? Are you creating a monopolistic like situation? So all these things, like being in tune with the government. Are you using more space than, like, are you encroaching on other person's yeah, so intellectual property, or using somebody else's resources? So all these things, like regulation, right? Regulation is critical, and you need to be compliant. And then you need to look at this very important thing, the last one, ability to enter new markets. So let us say you want to open a restaurant business. How many of you have entrepreneurial blood here? Anybody wants to become a businessman?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you want to become a businessman. What business you want to open?
Something related to the IT.
Something related to IT. Okay, very good. So you're talking something useful now. Okay, so but you have no idea what IT businesses you can use.
I like web designing, sir.
You like web designing, so you're good with the HTML. You can put graphics. You are familiar with CSS and all these things.
Yeah, not much, sir. I'm just learning now.
Yeah. Okay. So there are a few things. I mean, I always encourage people who are independent thinking. So let me share with you. You can learn like HTML and web design on the internet on LinkedIn. Okay.
Sorry, sir.
On yeah. So I am also teaching HTML and web design in another course, ICT203.
Okay.
And I am teaching how to design a web, how to put images in it, and how to enhance your own website. So that is
Okay.
something that I enjoy. A lot of students are enjoying designing their own website. So if you want to design your own website, like you want to learn the basics, ICT203 is one of the courses that I tutor,
Okay,
and
sir.
I will be organizing those things. So if you are interested, like you can send a request
Yeah. I can.
to.
If I want to, I can join your class. Is that
Uh,
okay, sir?
no, I don't think that is okay. But
No.
because if you are not enrolled, I don't think I can give you grade or anything.
Okay.
But if you, but check with your program coordinator if you are allowed to sit in the class,
Okay,
because
sir.
that at the end of the course you will learn. You will be building your own your own website. You will have
Okay,
your own
sir.
website by the end of the course. You'll say,
Mm-hmm.
"Are you Leknath? Or is it Leknath? Who are you? Suraj? Yeah? Who is speaking?
Yes, sir.
Suraj. Okay, so at the end of the course, you can design your own website. You would have built your own website. Like I will teach you how to put images, how to put headings, how to put audio and video, how to create links from. You click on one link and then you go to the home page, and yeah. So all these things you will be learning in the course. So
Okay,
yeah,
just
good
like
good to have. Yeah. I appreciate your entrepreneurial skills. So that if web design is something that you can do, yeah, that's a good business to do. But you have to
uh,
start from basics. Okay.
so,
Yeah.
like if you want to know anything, like I can mail you.
Yeah, you can always mail me, and I just want to check if I don't know whether it is legal for you to join my class, because the KOI gives the links only to the students. That it is not. I am not authorized to say anybody can come into my class, right? It's not. I'm not authorized to say that because I work for KOI, and those students who are enrolled by KOI are the only ones who are authorized to attend the class. But if you take permission from your program coordinator saying that like you don't want the grade, you just want to learn, so
Okay.
definitely I think they will be okay, my students are willing to learn, like okay, they can come and sit in the class. So
So it was
that yeah, I don't
ICT.
have any objection. I appreciate people who are willing to learn and come and sit in my class, but I don't have control over that, to be honest with
So,
you.
so
Yeah.
it was ICT one, 2 or 3, or what?
ICT 203.
2 or 3.
203. Yeah, yeah. So if you are
Okay.
interested in web design, and why don't you enroll in that course? That would be a
I'm
good option.
enrolling the course, but like is the tutorial, like I already mailed the timetable management academics about my class, because I'm not able to sit in the tutorial due to my work. That's why I mailed them. I haven't received the reply yet.
Okay, so but anyway, I my class for ICT 203 is on Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, sir.
Wednesday at 3 p.m. If you are interested, you just tell them that I am interested in ICT. I only teach the tutorial, by the way. I don't teach the lecture. This semester, I'm only teaching the tutorial.
I'm
Lecture.
with Olive Brights.
Uh-huh.
So I'm with the another tutor, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, if you want to switch the tutors, you need to ask permission from a lot of other people, and yeah. So I mean, I have my own style. I am a practical person. I want to build things, and I want it to be more applicable. But mostly, the approach may be different for the other tutors, other
Yeah,
lecturers.
sir.
But yeah. But anyway, it's their own it's your own choice. But if you are interested in that, you can put a request like saying that your time was not setting, and then maybe they will look into it and they can allot you on switch. But I don't have any control over that. And unfortunately, if you are not enrolled, you cannot sit in my class unless I get a permission from the head to allow you to share my link. I cannot share the link. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. Okay. So let's move on. So this is the ability to enter new markets and develop new products. Let me just take the attendance. So then before we go to the technical class, let me just take the attendance. There are 35 people. Huh? So let's take a look. Pravesh.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, Pravesh. All right. Akriti. Akriti. Sujan.
Yes, sir.
Ashan.
Present, sir.
Are you able to see my screen, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, we're able to see it.
Yeah.
Screen, yeah.
Ratna. Jashandeep. Mohammed.
Yes, sir.
What happened to you last week?
I just enrolled last day.
Okay. Right. Okay. And what about you, Sujan?
I enrolled yesterday, sir. So I'm starting my classes from today.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna mark you present for that.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Darshan. Mubashar. Ujwal. Ujwal.
Present, sir.
Yeah. Nabeen.
Yes, sir.
Muskan.
Yes, sir.
Pratik. Suraj.
Present, sir.
Bibas. Sharing.
Present, sir.
Sharing.
Present, sir.
Okay, it's a boy. Okay. Babin. Anish.
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Divash. Bikal. Prem. Suman. Muktiram. Sandeep.
Present, sir.
Ankit. Guys, I don't know if you are not answering. Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, there are a lot of students who are like in here, but they are not answering. Then I don't think that I will be able to mark attendance for them. That means you are absent-minded, like you are opening the computer and going somewhere.
Yeah, maybe they are sleeping, sir.
Yeah, so in that case, there will not be any attendance. So if I call your name and you say I missed your, I did not hear you, that means you are not attending the class. If you are in the class, you will listen to the class. You just switching on, logging on into Zoom link doesn't mean that you are attending the class.
Yes, sir.
So once I call the name and if you are not responding, that means you are absent. It doesn't mean it doesn't matter whether you have the Zoom link. That means you are just logging in into the computer and going and doing other things. Ankit. Kishore. Prakash.
Present, sir.
Adip. Milan. Kiran.
Yes, sir.
Rairam. Nishchal.
Yes, sir.
Aman. Sahil. Sahil, Ajit, Prabeen,
Yes, sir.
Faisal,
Sir, for last week also you told me at the beginning of the class.
Faisal, Prabeen.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Faisal, Sushant. Sushant,
Yes, sir. Sushant coding, sir.
yeah. Amit,
Sushant coding.
Amit, Samir, Samir,
Present, sir.
Present, sir. Sushant.
Sukhdeep,
Present.
Susan,
Present.
Present, sir.
Shivam, Anjesh, Dinesh,
Present, sir. Present.
who? Shivam, okay. So what are you doing, Shivam? Why are you not listening to the class?
My phone was on mute, sir. That's why.
So if you are not answering the call, when I call your name, there are two things you can do. If you are unable to, if you cannot hear me, just put in the text, put in the chat.
That's why I'm on mute.
Please mute your microphones, everybody. Tanya is present. Okay, she sent. Binod,
Yes, sir.
Babin,
Here.
Prasiddha,
Yes, sir.
Namaraj,
Yes, sir.
Adesh,
Present, sir.
Bibek, Avaya, Avaya Lal, Shika,
Present, sir.
Leknath. Yeah, okay, I see. Chandramani.
Present, sir.
Present.
Present.
Yeah. Kamal. Kamal.
Present, sir. Sir, I missed my.
So anybody who missed the attendance just right now, just tell me I am going down like this. So please check against your name.
Number 6.
Number 13, sir.
Number
13. Thank you, sir.
Side left, sir.
Number 25, sir.
Number 28.
okay, Pratik.
Sir, number 8 present.
Okay. So anybody else? Jashandeep Kaur.
Sir, number 29. Yeah.
So that's good, I think. Everyone is happy. So just check your name. This is the last time. I'm gonna close this window now. Okay, so that's the end of it. So let's move on. This is like really painful. There should be some way in which they can monitor. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's move on to the class. So 38 people now, or only 33. 5 people already left. That means they came for only attendance. All right, that's fine. I don't care. Okay, so okay, let's move on to the technical case. That when you're looking at the technical case, so we'll just we'll do the short list of what products and technology that we can use. Then we can develop the proof of concept. What is the meaning of proof of concept? Have you heard of that word? What's the meaning of proof of concept?
Never heard, sir.
Okay, let us say you want to make a feature film, okay, and you go to a director, you go to the producer and say, I want $500,000 to make this movie, right? What the director can ask you to do is give a proof of concept. That means give me a few idea, like not only like just make a small prototype of a movie, saying that okay, if this is good, then I'll consider investing in the big one. The proof of concept is like a prototype. So looking at if you are doing any manufacturing or something or a business venture, so they will ask you for a prototype or a model of it, how the business model works.
Oh, okay, sir.
That's called a proof of concept. So, and we involve the end users. Yeah, and then you need to look at the cost of different solutions and the and acquisition timing as well. So once you've done that, then you need to go to the process. So first of all, you gather and prioritize all the requirements. So these requirements can be business, functional, and technical. From these 3 different spheres, you take and gather the prioritize your requirements and prioritize your requirements. Then you select and establish which success and value criteria are there. That means which ones add value, which ones are going to be successful. Then you're going to shortlist, right? Based on that, you're going to shortlist, and then you need to conduct product reviews. This you can do either by using proof of concept or product testing. So product reviews means like whether the product is going to work or not. So how do you know this, right? If you want to open a restaurant in, like, let us say Blacktown, what proof of concept do you have, like whether the business is going to be successful, the restaurant business? You want to open an Indian restaurant in Blacktown, right? Then you have to look at a few other factors, like, so what is the business model like? Are there any successful businesses over here? So what is the product? And then you need to test, you need to check and survey a few people, like let us say if you open a business here, will you be coming and eating there or not? So that's called product evaluation. So once you do the evaluation and proof of concept and then test the product, then you conduct the product review, and then you score and rank which products you want to use and review the results, right? And then you negotiate the pricing with the investors and the stakeholders, and then you acquire the product that is finally required. So basically this is the product evaluation platform that we are going to follow in our class. Is that clear? Is this process clear for you? Let's move on to buy-in from businesses and tech teams. So when you are looking for a buy-in, like you need to look at the business team. The business team should primarily look at the cost and the speed at which it can be done and the process changes that needs to be done for the business. The technology teams should, on the other hand, look at the solutions that are existing. That means what databases, how to manage the databases for a particular business, what kind of expertise, what kind of people, what kind of manpower is needed for you to manage this business. That is already done. That will be done by the technology teams. So business teams and the technology teams, they work together, and business teams will be more involved in the cost and the process, a bigger picture. Technology team will be involved in the detail, granularity on how certain things will function. The next one would be assessing the readiness. Now, once you collect the data and the quality of the data, so we need to check whether the data is good or not, then you need to look at the expertise and experience that we have to go ahead with the project. Then are we analytically committed? That means, are we really interested in this? Or do we think it is a good idea, or is it going to be changing? Our idea is going to be changing. Then we need to look at the change management. If there's going to be a change, how are we going to be in a good position to manage that change or not? And then we look at the financial and resource management as well. So once we do all of this, we will be able to, we can do what we call a risk assessment. This is all elements. Things can fail. Whenever a business is there is an option that it can fail. People cannot see the failures, right? Let us say you see a high street. Like, let us say you are walking in a busy street and there is a business that is doing very well on the high street. What does that tell you? Okay, this is a common sense question, right? You're walking on a very busy street and all the businesses are very busy. They are doing very well. Does it mean that, like, if you open a business, if you buy a space, you are more likely to be successful? What would you think? Imagine you walking walking on a street. All the businesses are booming. Everybody is buying. Like, it's very busy, crowded place. Like, do you think if you open a business at that location, you will be successful? Can you come to that conclusion or not?
No.
Why not?
Because it depends upon each and every risk you take.
Why? But over there, all the businesses are successful.
Mm-hmm.
See, on the high street, there are 10 businesses. All the 10 businesses are successful. 5 on one side of the road, 5 on the other side of the road. Whenever you go there, it is fully busy. Right? Now you are a business investor. Like, you have money and you want to invest in a business. Now, would you be interested in investing there or not? If not, why? If so, if yes, why?
That's your sir.
No, I mean, like, it's an opinion. It's not, there is no right or wrong answer here. I just wanted to seek your opinion. Would you
I
be
would rather go with opening the business, because looking at other businesses, you'd be able to say that you at least get some profit out of it. But also, rather than just jumping in the conclusion that I might get the profit, I might also be considering the fact that I might get some competitions and I might also not survive in that environment. So
okay.
we
All
have
the
to analyze the
businesses, okay,
data.
let me tell you, all the businesses are different services.
Yes.
Okay, one of them is like providing a telecommunication service, one of them is selling laptops, one of them is selling food, one of them is selling like massage parlor. So all of the services are different.
Okay.
Okay, so now you can open a new service.
Yes.
Is
Then
that
I would rather say, if it's a new service, then I would rather say, yeah, I
Yeah.
might be able to get pretty good feedback from it and pretty good earning from it.
yeah, okay, so that's a good presumption. But let me just open your eyes to another option. Okay, let us say
Okay.
you are walking on the high street and you see a successful restaurant. Okay, so does it mean like it is a good idea for a restaurant to be on the street?
Yeah.
Like, let us say there is another street very close to that location, right? Do you think it is a good idea to open a restaurant over there?
Maybe the other street close to the restaurant.
The other street goes to the restaurant? No. What I'm trying to ask you is,
Mhm.
see, when a business succeeds, you can see it.
Okay.
When a business fails, you cannot see it.
That's the thing. That's the thing for everything.
So, like, okay, it's like buying a lottery ticket.
Yep.
On the TV, you see a lot of people who won the lottery ticket, but they
But
will
not
not
the
show you
number.
the losers who lost the lottery ticket.
Yeah, that's right.
So when you are seeing on a busy street, you are seeing only the successful businesses.
Only the good side of like.
That doesn't mean you are going to be successful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
there is always an inherent amount of risk involved in a business. So so let us say you buy a space there. Okay, on the busy street, there was no restaurant there, and you open a restaurant, and you are unable to be successful. Okay, you will close down in 2 months, right? And another successful business will come and operate there, right?
Okay. Yep.
Okay, unless because the rents are very high, right? On a high street like that, the rent will be like $20,000 per month. Obviously, if you are not doing enough business, you cannot survive. So if you are not making enough profit, then you say, hey, this is a very bad idea, let me close this idea, sell the
Yeah,
space
that's
off.
right.
So now the person who is walking, let us say all the students here, they are going on a tour. After 1 month, after you close down, somebody else brought that company and they are doing well. Now that person will think, oh, everybody is doing wonderful business here, this is a good opportunity.
Yep.
So people fall into this loophole. They cannot see the failures, right?
That's right.
If you see a business, you can, like, business entrepreneurs, people who are successful in a business, you can see them because they are all over the media, right? Like, if you want to become a celebrity like Shah Rukh Khan, like I think everybody knows Shah Rukh Khan. You want to take acting lessons and you want to become a celebrity, right? So it is possible that you are seeing Shah Rukh Khan as an inspiration to learn acting and become an actor. But there are so many people who were aspiring like Shah Rukh Khan, who are almost as talented probably as Shah Rukh Khan, and they were never able to make it in the business. You are not able to see any of them. Same thing with cricketers. You can only see the successful people. You cannot see the failures in a field like as volatile and as successful as that, right? You can only see Virat Kohli and say, wow, I want to become a cricketer, let me start playing cricket. Yes, but for every Virat Kohli, there are 100,000 people who tried to get into Indian team and failed, and they are sacrificed their career and they are not doing anything useful nowadays. So you can only look at the success of people and then make a conclusion, then that is a very bad strategy. As a business strategy, you need to look at the fundamentals.
Fundamental.
Fundamentals means what is your skill level. Like, let us say you want to become an actor. What are the chances of getting an opportunity? How likely are you to get that opportunity and and succeed in the business? What if it fails? Are you able to get a second opportunity? So all
Okay.
of this must be taken into consideration at a grassroots analysis. Okay, so
Okay.
whatever career you want to pursue, whatever business you want to venture into, always be prepared that there is high likelihood that that business venture can fail. And people always overestimate that, oh, I'm going to be so successful. No, like many businesses, about 70 to 80% of businesses, they fail in the first year, right? Because it takes some luck to be successful as a business. And you need to understand that as a business venture capitalist. Venture capitalists, they understand this. They understand, okay, if I invest in this business, yes, there is only 30% chance that it may survive the first year and then it will become profitable. But that is good enough for them, because they invest in 5 or 6 businesses. Only if only 1 or 2 businesses succeed, that's good enough for them. But if you have a lot of money and you want to put all your money into a business, hoping that it is going to be successful, then it's probably not a good idea. Okay, so there is the chance of failure. You need to manage the risk and assess the risk objectively.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so that's what being ready means. I hope that is making sense.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'm trying to give you as many practical examples as possible so you can like feel and understand what is it about. Okay, but yeah, hopefully, I mean, let's move on to budgeting. When you are creating a budget, you need to make it really simple, right? You cannot add in like too many small details. Yeah, you probably need to add in, but you need a rough figure, right? You keep the budget, scope, and plan extremely simple. Be conservative. That means don't overestimate the success opportunities. They're saying don't open a business and say like, oh, I'm gonna have 20,000 customers per month. So that may be too optimistic. Be realistic, right? See that like there are other options for the customers also. The customers are not going to be jumping on your product when there are other options available, right? And then expect the unexpected. Sometimes things go really downhill, like coronavirus, for example. The businesses that started like 6 months ago before the coronavirus, they were nowhere to be seen. They couldn't pay the rent. They don't have the cushion of financial capital. They are gone out of business. The government is not even supporting them with JobKeeper. So some of the businesses, they are gone. They are gone forever. They will never be able to recover. So you should always be, when you are in business, you should be willing to be expecting the unexpected. Okay. And then you need to calculate return on investment. What is a return on investment? What is ROI? What is the meaning of ROI? Why is that a critical figure? Let us say you have $100,000, right? You can invest in a business, or you can put the money in the bank, or you can put the money in share market, or you can buy something else. So why would you care about return on investment? Let us say you put the money in the bank, you get 1% return. You put the money in the stock market, you get probably about 11% return. But the stock market is obviously more volatile and more risky. With more risk, there will be more return, obviously. But if you keep the money in the business, right, you should be expecting somewhere, the return on investment should be somewhere close to 20 to 25%. Why? Because it is extremely risky. Whenever you are investing in a business that is extremely risky, you need higher rate of return. The return on investment every year, let us say $100,000, you will be expecting to get $20,000 every year. If you don't do that, if you don't get that, if you are getting only $2,000 a year after investing $100,000, then probably that's not a sustainable solution for you. So you need to do forecasting, you need to do financial reporting. So you need to see the bigger picture, right? And then you need to calculate the benefits of doing each and every activity, right? So once you understand the regulatory compliance, how difficult is it to maintain certain things, and if I want to improve the sales, can I invest more, right? Can I um, can I share my improvements across different, if I am successful over here in, let us say I open a restaurant in Blacktown and I'm very successful. Next time I want to open a restaurant in Parramatta, right? Can I use the environment here? Can I use the data here and build another successful business over there,
No,
another branch over there? So
no,
is it possible to do so?
it's
So what
about
are,
the
yeah,
it's about the audience in the different place.
yeah, it's about the customers, audience, not
Customer,
audience, customers. Yeah,
the
audience is
customers.
when you're performing a show, then you call
Okay.
audience. Customers
Mhm.
is when you're delivering a service, you call them customers. Yes.
Okay, sir.
So yes, that is correct. So you need to see whether you can take out the deficiencies and bring it to other sectors. Okay. So BI justification, like that is first, the justification involves primarily obtaining approval. That means analyzing the business problem, then analyze the situation, look at the other alternatives that you can do with your capital, whether this is it good idea to open a restaurant business, or is it a good idea to open a tech business, right? Is there anything else that you can do, right? So then you need to do cost benefit analysis. Okay, a cost benefit analysis means, like, if you are putting certain money into a certain project, right, it should at least give you that much of benefit, right? If you cannot put $10,000 into a business and expect only a gain of $5,000 in return, that means you are losing money. So you need to do cost and benefit analysis. So when you're running a marketing campaign, you cannot put $10,000 into marketing campaign and your profits go up only by $5,000. That makes no sense. So you need to make the cost benefit analysis and understand what kind of investments are good, right? Then you need to take into consideration, as I said, um, risk and shareholders. You need to take into consideration a lot of other things as well while you are doing that. The other issues that we whenever you I have already outlined a few pitfalls that most businesses take, and today I want to enhance your repertoire on what are the other things that you need to look for, what are the common mistakes that business people make. And the first one is over enthusiasm against among the sponsors, right? People who want to invest in business, they are overly enthusiastic. They say, I am definitely going to succeed, and so on and so on. So that is actually a pitfall, right? They are not realistic people. They are optimistic people. There is optimistic people, there is pessimistic people, and then in the middle there are realistic people. Most people, I would say, when it comes to businesses, they are pessimistic. A few people are optimistic, but a very few people are realistic. Being realistic means understanding the market really and understanding the risks that comes with it. So whenever there is only one sponsor, then the risk is very high. And you need to look at the intangible benefits. People say the goodwill that is going to be generated is going to help me expand my business. So people always get confused between investing in business technology and adding business value. So you can invest in technology, but as long as that doesn't add value, it is not probably a good idea to invest in technology, right? Let us say you want to have a computer at your workplace, but let us say all you are taking is like taking a few charts that you are doing. You probably don't even need a computer for that, right? If you are running a restaurant, you probably don't even need a computer. All you need is like a swipe machine. right? You need to understand the scope. Scope is probably not, it's very difficult to, I mean, the range of businesses that you can do, and there are a lot of politics that are involved. You need to understand the dynamics of the market, and a lot of people jump into businesses, jump into investments without understanding this, right? The people and people think it is gonna be exploding. Like for example, Bitcoin, let's invest in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is gonna explode in the coming 2 years. So these are all optimistic approaches. Something that has happened in the past is gonna happen forever. That is what the wrong mindset of people is there. That's the biggest issue. And something else have succeeded, that's why this is a good opportunity. That's also a wrong mindset. So you need to do what I call a fundamental analysis of the market, fundamental analysis of the risk that you are going to take, and only then you jump into the business. I hope that is being clear. So we will be, when you are talking about the options that you have, you need to have awareness. You need to do internal marketing of the project, like surveys. You do the survey among your employees, survey among the customers, and you need to, sometimes there is a lack of communication between what is required by the business team and what is required by the technical team. Then that can create a problem. So then we need to focus on training. Training must be really good. So, and then focusing on like power users instead of everybody else in the business group. That is a huge issue, because people who are the power users, they are, even though they are more powerful, they are limited in number. So you cannot use them as a benchmark. You have to look at the business group as a whole. And the other issue that is the data quality. When you're doing a survey and you're collecting data from different sources, is that data reliable? Is that like valuable data that you can use really for making a lifetime business decision? So you need to, yeah, sometimes the group doesn't commit their resources, right? They say that they are enthusiastic and want to invest, but they don't want to put their money in. No, I don't want to put my money in unless I see this. So like there are a lot of things that ignoring data shadow systems, like, you know, so data shadow data means like it's not real data. They are dressed up as data. Like for example, you want, like the prime minister can come and say it is a very good idea to invest in a business today, because he wants to boost the business, he wants to boost the economy. So basically you need to understand what are the motivations of the news that you are listening to. And that's what I want to, yeah, justify. You know, so anything that you need to learn, or like anything that you have, any questions, guys?
No, sir.
Okay, so yeah, I want, like, just give me 5 minutes, I'll be back. So anybody want to share your ideas about entrepreneurism or business ideas? What do you think it would be a good business investment in Australia at this point? If you have $100,000, where do you think you should put the money?
Takeaway restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Where?
Takeaway restaurants.
Okay, restaurants. Takeaway restaurants. Yeah, how long do you think they will survive? Do you think they are the future?
Yeah, because because of the current pandemic, takeaway shop will be a good option. And
But
even after
is
it,
this going to be a long-term solution though?
yeah, I think so. Yeah, because we don't know when is this going to end. So even if it's going to end very soon, there will not be any problem because the restaurant will still run.
Okay, that's a good perception. That's probably right. But what is the likelihood of a takeout business being successful? Are there enough takeout businesses already on the market, or is that who are your competition?
Mm,
This is how a business meeting should happen. Like let us say you are coming to me with an idea. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and let's have a discussion. And based on that, we will develop a business case. We'll develop a technical case, and then we will figure out whether that's a good venture or not. So look at that. Anybody else have any ideas? What about girls? There are, over the last few years, there have been increasing number of women entrepreneurs in the world as well. So what are your opinions, ladies? There's no one, nobody talks, no girl talks here in the class. Okay, so opinions, guys. So okay, that's a good idea to open, let's say, a takeout restaurant. And do you think people will be coming to your restaurant more often enough to cover your costs?
yes, I think so. And we can even add online delivery option or something like that. So
Okay.
even
Okay,
if
so it
people
will
are not
cost
online.
you. Yeah, so the rent will cost you. The online delivery will cost you. Can you think of a model in which you can eliminate the rent part of it?
Uh, we can start a takeaway restaurant in a van, you know.
Okay, we can take
Yeah.
away restaurant. You can do it in a van. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. But how will people be interested in your food compared to other food? What strategy do you want to use to reduce your cost, to make it viable,
Mm-hmm.
so that they choose your food compared to others?
So we'll have to select a region where the cuisine that we are serving are
Mhm.
not served by any other business organization.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If that is so rare cuisine, right? And
Yeah.
why would people? That means people are not inclined to that.
Mm,
Then
I've seen.
it's more likely to fail in that case. You want to, let us say, you want to start up a Japanese cuisine in
Yeah,
Parramatta because there is no Japanese cuisine there. So is that going to be a good idea?
because I've seen like most of the people are being keen to try a new taste, have a
Yeah,
new
they will
taste.
try
So,
new one, right?
yeah,
That's dangerous. They don't want to eat a cuisine every day newly. They just want to try a little bit,
yeah.
and usually they go only once in a while. That's probably not a good repeating customer.
Mm,
Let us say Subway, for example. People who go to Subway, they go to Subway almost every day. That's how business succeeds, by repeated customers. How can you create a business model, right, that can generate value while the costs are being reduced? I'll give you an idea. Let me tell you, tell me whether the idea is good or not. Okay, of course it is. So it is a home-based retail chain. So what I do, what my business does is gather the people like you place an order, right? You want to eat chicken biryani or veg biryani or like Indian cuisine or Japanese cuisine, whatever. And I have home cooks on the other hand. So I whenever somebody wants to whenever I get an order, let's say 5 people ask for veg biryani on like Saturday at 5 p.m. Then I can send that order to a few customers, few cooks who have listed in the location, and once they cook, they will get a part of the cut and I will get a part of the cut, and they have to go and pick it up at the location instead of going at a house. So instead of going to a restaurant, so I don't need to hire a restaurant, I don't need to hire an office space. All I need to is manage the phone calls. Very cost efficient, very effective. What do you think?
So we are acting as a third party.
We are acting as a third party. Amazon is a third party.
Yeah.
Amazon is just a third party. Amazon is the biggest company on the world.
Yeah.
They make money by third party.
Uber as well, right?
Uber as well, yeah. Uber loses money. Uber is not a profitable enterprise. You don't know that? Uber
No.
doesn't make money. Uber Eats, they don't make money. So the companies that team up with Uber Eats are currently in losses because the profit margins are so low for them. Like if you on an average, let's say you order from Uber Eats, you order $30 food. What happens to the $30? So $5 or $6 they have to pay to the service for Uber, and the remaining money, if you want to cut down on the cost, then you are going to squeeze up your profits. It's not a very profitable business, Uber Eats, because Uber demands quite a lot of money, and Uber cannot cover the cost for their drivers. They have to pay for the driver. For each delivery they have to pay $6. Nobody would be willing to work for $3. So every transaction would be expensive. So it is not a profitable model, but it can keep the other people from joining this company, joining this delivery space. That's what Uber is currently doing. It is selling at a loss. It is operating at a loss. Amazon, for example, Amazon books, they are sold at a loss today. But that is a strategy. They want to wipe out the competition, and then they may slightly increase the price to cover their costs. It is about getting that market share also. Okay. So what about my idea? You like my idea or not? You think it will work? Do you think there are enough people in the city who want to eat good food but are lazy to cook, or they don't have enough resources to cook? Like for example, if I want to make a Subway sandwich, if I want to, I can make a Subway sandwich for $3. Subway charges $12 for that sandwich. That $12 goes into different pockets. Rent, right? Then employee salary, then raw inventory storage, then wastage. So there are electricity. So you are paying $12 for a lot of other things that you are not really consuming. But if I receive an order from you and I tell somebody who is a cook, saying that, hey, can you make two pieces of veg biryani, 2 more bowls of veg, like 2 packs of veg biryani. Then if they are already making, like housewives, they are very flexible. Let us say they say, oh, I got orders for veg biryani, so in my house also let me eat veg biryani today. So they will cook veg biryani at their house, and they will use a part of it for their family, and the remaining, and of course they can pack it up and sell it to a customer, and it costs them almost nothing. So the veg biryani that the customer is going to pay $20, it will be manufactured for $6, and I can pay $2 or $3 for the customer, for the cook, and I can pocket the remaining $10. Don't you like the business idea? You don't like it? It's not going to work?
Should work.
It could work. But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be able to think outside the box. I'm not saying I'm not going to do that business, but I'm saying, like, it's an idea. It's an idea that can be implemented, especially in like today's world, where people are like so scared of going to public places and all. This is a good idea. You can cook. Like, there are people who don't have employment. There are people who are just doing nothing, sitting at home. So now they can do business, and like, everybody needs food, right? And the good thing is there is no wastage here. You only cook when you get the order. You can place the order in the afternoon, and the food will be delivered in the evening, and you have to go pick it up in the evening. And there is no wastage, and there is no need of storage. And people, the cooks who are becoming very popular, they can anticipate what kind of orders they can expect. And if you are liking a food from a particular person, then you can double down or triple down on your orders, right? I mean, I think it's a good idea. You don't think it's not possible? Do you think it's possible or not possible?
It is possible, but I think we should try it. I think we should try it in a busier environment, like in city,
in a city environment. Okay.
If we go on like on the other suburbs, they might not be that.
Okay, so you need to, okay, if you are working in a city, okay, so you need to compete with established restaurants like Subway, and like, basically what this model that I'm suggesting, it requires word of mouth interaction, right? So I cannot really advertise this business on the internet, so I need to use social media, right? I say, you can eat whatever you want, you just make a request, right? Sometimes you can put 3 or 4 requests. So if you don't get the first option, veg biryani, you can get like pasta, you can get another one, so you can get like 4 or 5 options. Then obviously that becomes much more easier for me to get a service that you want. So people always have choices, right? Sometimes they get their first choice. If it's not possible, they can get the second choice. I think it is a good idea, in my opinion. It is possible, and it doesn't cost you much. Only the base infrastructure is, when you are starting up, you probably would need to establish a few number of cooks and few number of people, and then see if the delivery service can work. And you can run it as a profitable institution. And people who want to pick up, they have to go and pick it up. Or we can include a delivery service, and the cook can actually has to deliver within that location. We can put it like that, or we can think of the logistics a little bit, but that is a possible solution. That's my opinion, guys. Don't you guys agree? Low cost, just putting on the infrastructure together, and then putting the database together, and managing the data analytics, and location, where the location and how far they are living from each other, the cook and the customer. You get a lot of cooks on one side and a lot of this on the other side, specialty of the cooks, and then like each cook can list out what the menu they can produce with one hour of notice, and customers, they can list out their top choices, and now you can mix and match. You don't like the idea? Anyway, okay, so any ideas like that that has a potential to function, that is simple? It's just idea, right? So when you're looking at looking at venture capitalists, this is something that you can do. You can approach, you can create a business case, and you can generate it, you can make it happen. Okay, that's my idea. So what is your idea? Okay, guys, I'm gonna take a break. I have another class. So some of you are coming back to my class, I guess.
Sir.
Yeah. So I have shared my link already in the tutorial. So I'm gonna close this link and make you join in the other link. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I'll see you guys. Yeah. Any questions regarding the course or any comments? I hope you are enjoying the class. I hope you are following it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So just let me close this, and then yeah, I'll see you in the next class.
Same link or different link, sir?
Different link.
Okay.
The link is available on the Moodle.